toward the end is somewhat entertaining. This John C. Caldwell, owner of a debt relief legal clinic, predicted he would see more people looking for the bankruptcy because mortgage problems, if the law is changed. He also predicted it would increase number of, oh, here's that word again, voluntary loan modifications made by lenders. And here's his quote: "It's going to be a powerful tool, no question. Either we are going to do it in the Chapter 13, or the banks are going to say, oh, we don't want that to happen, we'll do it ourselves." Again, it's the coercion. It's not voluntary. This is just legalized theft. Republicans, now at the end of the article, he gives the other side. 4 Republicans, Bacchus, Capito, Franks, and Smith, wrote to Treasury Secretary Geithner, warning that the legislation could, says, although allowing this type of modification in the bankruptcy may have the short-term effect of lowering bankruptcy petitioners' monthly payments, it is certain to yield the negative long-term consequences for taxpayers and the federal government that will dwarf any benefit to the economy that the cramdowns might create. But then Puzzanghera screws up at the end and betrays his bias. He says, but the budget office estimated that the legislation would result in the government making $23 million over the next 10 years, largely because of increased bankruptcy court filing fees. See, boy, is that putting lipstick on the pig's asshole. And say, give this legislation a big kiss. This is the ugliest kind of dressing that I have ever seen for a bill of this scale, creating such a loss in opportunity, huge opportunity cost. Deterred. You ever heard of a deterred investment, Puzzanghera? You ever heard of a deal's not done because the interest rate is too high? Untold billions are going to be lost due to this kind of this power grab by the government and the courts. And you're saying, well, it will make the government money. See, this is double problem. One is 23 million is nothing compared to the whole 10-year scope of the impact of this law. Where did you go to school? Do you know what a million versus a billion is, you idiot? you just don't understand. Not only is it the problem with the sheer amount of money in your comparison, it's that the power grab itself is systemic to the whole approach of this administration and the people that support all this government intervention. It's going to destroy the delicate framework of what the capitalism creates in markets. There become people factor in these things to their business models, and if they don't change, everything is fine. Everybody can make a deal on solid ground. As soon as you start allowing arbitrary adjustments of contracts, you are going to massively deter investment. So, Obama administration, these idiots at the Center of Responsible Lending, the Puzzanghera, all of you guys gotta go back to economics and understand why people make a free transaction, why people enter into a large financial deal, why they would commit this kind of investment. Is because they rely on the fact that the government would enforce property rights and contracts, not allow them to be arbitrarily dissolved by a judge. You got a guy in the Ninth Circuit or some place, some kind of judge like that. He's just gonna write the damn mortgage down to $1 because someone come in and tell a sob story. It's arbitrary thugalitarianism. You got two types of egalitarianism. You got up-egalitarianism. That means equality of opportunity. Libertarians are for this. Conservatives, liberals, anybody in the mainstream normally is for equality of opportunity, right? And so that you're not discriminated against coming in the door. You all have a fair shot against the other guy. Thugalitarianism is the one that tries to adjust the outcome of competition. Whether you are competing to buy a house, competing to win the football game, competing to get into the big school. Thugalitarianism says, look, the results of your work, this must be modified if it's not equal. If people's achievements are not equal, then something must not be fair. That is the assumption of the thugalitarian. And then they go ahead and change the law to make sure that the outcomes are forced more equal. This is simply punishing the successful and rewarding the unsuccessful. So you can expect more of this philosophy to permeate every single legislative initiative and policy initiative, and you can look forward to the general grabbing of power by the government for their purposes of administering some kind of new vision of fairness. And in doing so, they will destroy the competitive framework and the reliability of the rule of law in the enforcement of contracts and in protection of property rights. This is what these people with this thugalitarian philosophy do not understand. They will destroy the foundation of the building of wealth by a large number of people. And many side effects will also occur. There will be rent-seeking, special favor seeking infrastructures built, or I would call them cultures built up, and institutions built up just to try to extort money out of industries. Special interest politics will destroy the basic infrastructure of wealth building. It's quite unfortunate. And that's an understatement, unfortunate. It's basically a tragedy of an epic proportion, and a sickening undermining of what used to be a very productive culture. And now those people, the productive people, are now in the minority. Maybe Atlas Shrugged is a good book to read for people who are going to try to figure a way to opt out of the American competitive infrastructure. They're going to have to try to find some of the safe havens of free trade outside the United States. And as you see the flight of the brains, you'll see further marginalization of many United States industries, basically broken down by thugalitarianism, union thuggery, etc. That's all I got. Hayek out.